sounded really good. I think it sounded really good. You want me to go again?
A couple things I did on there.
You want me to do another one?
Yeah.
Ready? Monty had been communicating with me about it, I think, before. He was just kind of like tossing the idea around. I was kind of like the guinea pig of the whole project, you know. I was the first one to kind of get everybody together and get it going. So after me and Roy wrote the songs, we booked some studio time. Right when he set up, he was like, bam, and I was like, I just plugged in and we went, wow, it was there, we had it, you know what I mean?
It was a lot of fun and get to go crazy and play a lot of double bass and thrash out with Dino. It was awesome.
I kind of wanted to get everybody in the jam room together. I wanted to get Andreas in the room together with me and Roy, and I wanted to get Paul from Slipknot in there, and I wanted to get, you know, everybody in there just to get like a band feel, a band vibe.
I thought that was a really cool idea. You know, I was like, wow, how come nobody's ever thought of that before?
I'm kind of glad that Roadrunner came up with an idea to do something like this.
I got involved because actually Dino called me and asked me to play bass on one of the songs. I was actually really surprised that he called me, and at the same time really excited to do it. And then I listened to the song and I happened to like it on top of it, so it's even better.
I ended up in this Roadrunner project because here at Undercity Recording, Roy brought the project here for Dino's 4 songs for the Roadrunner All-Stars.
Andreas was flying in from Brazil, which was killer, you know. Him flying all the way from Brazil to come jam with me. I've known Andreas for many years, since like 88, 89, around that time. When I first met Andreas, and we were talking about guitar tunings and blah, blah, blah. And I remember the story. I always tell Andreas the story. Every time I see him, I tell him the story. I go, remember the one time when you told me, Andreas, you don't have to tune low to be heavy? And I'm like, oh, yeah? And he was like, yeah, you don't have to tune low to be heavy. So, like, years later, he started tuning lower and stuff. I thought that was pretty funny. We got him here in the studio, and he put his magic onto the music, and it just, you know, he did like killer solos and his killer wah effects that he likes to do.
Sound, that signature Andreas sound on there, it sounded awesome. Paul just has his me and Dino basically just walked in there and just, you know, just laid down a basic foundation, and they just came over and went. It was awesome. Yeah, it was amazing.
Beautiful. So when we were here in the studio putting it all together, I decided, why don't we get all these other people in it? You know, so I started calling Mikey from Spine Shank, guitar player. he came down.
I fucking love music. I love the bands that I did when I was a kid. And Fear Factory was definitely one of those bands. So to be in a studio with those dudes was like, oh, fuck. Like, it took me back to, 10 years ago, being a kid, when Demanufactured came out, and, I was like, holy shit, this is like the most awesome thing ever.
It's a big honor to be asked to be a part of this just because I grew up listening to Roadrunner bands and I've been influenced by so many Roadrunner bands.
Well, it's cool because a lot of the old school guys are teaming up with the newer school guys, you know what I mean? It's like, we teamed up with Matt Heafy for the track. And, he's from Trivium. They're basically, he's a kid, compared to us. And he did an amazing job, you know what I mean? He did a great job. He sang on one of probably the most melodic songs that we have so far.
I got to do a bunch of other things besides just play drums. I got to do the three things that I love to do. I like to engineer, I love to write, and I love to play drums. So it was amazing.
So it was really more like hanging out with friends, to me. So that was a good thing. It wasn't this weird uptight situation where I didn't know anyone and, what people are thinking and stuff. So.
We should do it more often. I was thinking, Roy was thinking too, like, just make records like this all the time. We have the means,
When we were all here jamming together, when we were all here working the parts out and, recording everything, everybody was like, wow, man, why don't we just make this a band? This is it right here. All of us gelled really well together, you know what I mean? Maybe someday in the future, maybe we all get together and do a whole album.